How I got locked up is when was dealing with a guy, an older guy that I looked up to. Like, he was like a grandfather to us at my grandma's house, and he was taking care of me at a young age, like 14. I was in high school playing basketball, and a male friend of mine at school was letting me know, hey, he taking advantage of you, blasey blasey, and a guy beat him up. So I had got locked up for a conspiracy of an aggravated assault, a simple assault. And I was pregnant. I came home on house arrest, fighting a case for about like 5 years. And I pled guilty for certain charges, and I was currently pregnant at the time. And when I pled guilty, I'm sorry, y'all. And I was pregnant, and when I got locked up, my appendix ruptured, and my digestive system, it was all messed up. I went straight into surgery from the courthouse when I pled guilty. And I stayed in the hospital for 2 months, literally. I was in the Philadelphia County Jail, and I couldn't have no phone calls home. I couldn't have no visitation or anything, because in the Philly jail, in the county jail, you are not allowed to, it's different policies. Like, you're not allowed to have any visitation or anything unless it's a life-death situation. And my situation was a life-death situation. I was pregnant. I was 5 months pregnant, and my appendix ruptured in my digestive system. So that was deep. I had 2 more drops for me to live. If it dropped into the placenta bag with my daughter in my stomach, both of us would have been dead. So they was calling a warrant on all of that, and I had to get an approval. Approval take about like 48 to 72 hours. That wasn't enough time for me. I literally had 2 drops left. They immediately took me into the emergency room, and the first words to me was, where do you want your body to be sent? And when I heard that, all I could say is, doctor, would you be able to save my daughter? And he was like, I can do both, one of y'all, but I never, in history of me being a licensed surgeon, ever saved both. I went into my surgeon, and they was telling me that my child was dead, like literally gone, and I'm just out of it. I woke up, I was still in the hospital because I had an infection and everything like that, and a blood infection. I couldn't have no phone calls home, no nothing, I mean nothing. The surgeon doctor came in, then they let me know that my baby did survive, but my baby heart rate was over 300, literally, so that's why I had to stay in the hospital for 2 months. So once I was already completed my sentence, I was already state property. So I was sentenced to 2 to 6 for my case of me pleading guilty on aggravated assault, a simple assault charges. And they shipped me straight upstate due to the fact that the county jail really couldn't take care of me good enough. Like, they was doing a lot of things that they wasn't supposed to do, which when I had my surgery for my appendix, they took my staples out too soon. And I was having blood leaking out my stomach, on the side of my stomach, in a cell at RCF. And they shipped me straight upstate. When I went upstate, it was a little different when it come down to health-wise with their medical and doctors and everything. They did treated me a little much better with my appointments and staying on it. And also, I was able to have visitation during the process of me going to the doctor's visits and everything like that, because upstate, their policy is different when it comes down to your rights, your law rights, as in you're allowed to have visits. It's just You have to have an approval and everything like that. So when I gave birth upstate at Muncie, it was a little difficult for me. I was high risk. I had to get shackled from hands down to around my stomach, down to my feet. I was high risk. I was going to Geisinger Hospital for my labor and delivery. They called me to go to the hospital on February 28th, 2016. And when they called me down, they shackled me up. They handcuffed me to the bed. They took the shackles off once I got to the hospital, but they kept my hands handcuffed to the bed through the whole timing of my labor and delivery. I was in labor from February 28th, around 2016, that was leap year. So February went up to 29 days. So they was letting me know they was inducing my labor, expediting my labor, because when you're in jail, you have to get induced because they don't want you to have the baby in the cell. But we don't know when our baby gonna come. That's all up in God's hand. So my baby didn't come until March 2nd. So imagine you being handcuffed to the bed from February 28th to March 2nd. Not only you're going through labor pains. When you're going through labor pains, you're trying to ball up. You're trying to hold on to something. You want to move around. You want to walk. You want this baby to come, and it's painful. It's painful. How I was able to get through it, I went through pain before I went through labor. Pain was like seeing blood in a cell, banging on the door for help because I had an infection and they took my staples out too early in the county jail. So I went through pain already. Having my appendix removed, that pain is the worst pain in the stomach. So when I was going through my labor and delivery in my induced stage, when I was in the hospital, it was like I was able to really stay calm, but going through it. Because when you're locked up, the first thing they want to do is see you go crazy, act out so you can get on them type of medications. I see women go in there normal and don't even want to leave. Literally forgetting their name. I mean, switches. Some of them go in there, woman, with no diseases and leaving out with every disease in the book. So yes, I was going through. I had a visit before I delivered, and I had a visit after I delivered. And my daughter father was very supportive when it came down to what I went through with the system, the jail system. It's really messed up because I was supposed to go to the hospital when all that blood came in. So it was a lot. So if you don't have no support at home, I can imagine what those that's going through, especially females. And why I say that is because it's hard. Imagine you being denied not to get feminine products. You have to have a certain amount of products every week or every other week with the criminal justice system, with the jail system. Basically, these products is for us. Meaning tampons, pads, toilet tissue, you have to have a certain amount. So imagine you have to use your rag to change that because you're bleeding on your feminine menstrual. Females, what we go through. Yeah, we hear a lot about how the males go through it in jail. But us females, we go through it too. It's rough. It's tough. So when I gave birth to my daughter, my firstborn, the day that I gave birth to her was the same day that my mother passed away. And I wasn't notified about that until 2 weeks later. Literally March 16th is when I found out my mother died. And this was the jail calls, Muncie. Muncie let my family know, don't let her know, due to the fact that it's postpartum depression, all types of things that goes on, and a lot of more trauma that goes on in the jails, in the jail cells and everything. I I feel as though that was wrong to do. I should be able to make my own decisions and choices when it comes down to my family and what's going on. When I gave birth, I only had 24 hours with my newborn. When you get locked up, you only allow 24 hours to bond with your child. So that 24 hours felt like 24 seconds in my life. Because like in jail, time be going so slow. But when I gave birth to my firstborn, in handcuffed, in labor pushing, I went through a lot just to only have 24 hours with my firstborn and handcuffed giving birth. That is the worst pain you can ever go through. Like, it bothers me today. Like, that's something that you cannot wash away. Like how people sit there and say, for instance, with grief, oh, you need to get over it. You can't get over stuff like that. Like, it's like grief, for real. It was like, yes, I gave life, but it was taken from me quickly. Like, something of mine I couldn't even bond with. I couldn't even do the right nutrients for my child, give her my breast milk. Like, that's what we was brought up. When you give birth, you bond, you nurture that baby. You go through, you sharing. I already bond with her for 9 months. On some real, my baby was locked up too. When it was time to go down, she had to go down. I had to talk to my baby throughout the time that I was locked up. Mind you, I went in at 5 months. I was already 4 months in. Like, it's a lot. I'm playing cards with my baby. She rooming with everybody else too. We rooming with other people that we don't even know. Like, and at the time, and when I was at Muncie, I was in quarantine. So quarantine is really 23-1. Honestly, when you go upstate, you in. You're in. You only going out. That one is really you splitting it with yard time, phone time, and shower. When you quarantine up Muncie, it's hard too for the females. Like, them females getting in too. Them females coming up from county jails going up into Muncie. So the beef be different. You get what I'm saying? I learned a lot in jail. My growth was from prison. My survival, how I had to survive, was from prison. And I take the tools and the knowledge that I got from prison, I use it now in the streets. And it been having me above. It gives me strength to keep going. And I was able to experience life 3 more times after my first. So going back to giving birth to my child, once you give birth, the baby leave 24 hours, you leaving right behind. So I'm not fully healed. Because I already know what it is. That was my first, so I didn't even know this was what the right way how to give birth. You're supposed to bond with your child in a hospital for 3 days. Get naturally healed. Make sure everything, all the afterbirth is pushed out your stomach. I didn't get that treatment. When I gave birth, they wasn't rubbing my stomach, pushing, none of that, checking on me, checking my cervix, none of that. They got me right out of there. And guess what? I went to the infirmary, to the nurses from the jail. So now I'm locked in a room. My baby is gone. I'm just sitting in a room, not being checked on. I got stitches, 2 stitches. She split me. Yeah, she split me my first. And just sitting there going through it. No phone calls, no nothing until I get to the block. You can't have no phone calls, no nothing. So, and I had to stay there for 3 days. 3 days. Because you have to get medical clear before you hit the block. That's a lot. I'm going through it. My titties leaking milk. I'm missing my baby. People was acting weird. My baby father was acting weird because he just kept crying. And I'm thinking he crying because he had to go home to the baby alone. The whole time he crying because my mom died. My mom died. My mom died. I had no clue about. So March 16, like 2 weeks later, I get a visit. They calling me. They having all these officers walking me to the visit room. Up Muncie, you only need one transport, one officer. The way how they treat you is like you the one who killed the person outside. You don't have no control over what's going on the streets. You're locked up. It still affects you in jail. Not only trauma and what is affecting you in your head and how you feel emotionally, it's affecting you by your freedom, your rights, respect, how they treat you. And I gotta go through the process just to go to the visit to hear bad news. I don't have no control over. So I mind you, I got stitches in. So when you go on a visit, you gotta bend over and cough. It's hard for me to even cough right now. I just had a baby and it hurts down there. Like literally. It's embarrassing. You gotta cough, and then when you don't cough the way how they want you to cough, you gotta bend over again and cough again. It's already uncomfortable. I'm bleeding and all of that. Like, that's a lot. I sit down, my baby there, my grandmom on the visit. I never even expect my grandmom to be there to tell. And then the chapel and a counselor is all at my visit to let me know that. Once they let me know that, I'm calm. It didn't even hit me. When my mom died, my mom death is just now hitting me. Literally 9 years later, just now hitting me. Each year as the years go by, is grief. I'm grieving. I was so numb. I was so numb by just hearing my mom dead. I didn't shed a tear because when I was upstate, I already asked my judge, you sentenced me to 2 to 6. I'm eligible for boot camp. Let me go to boot camp. Boot camp, 6 months, guaranteed parole. You can't beat that. That's how I'm looking at it. And I'm also the jail talk. They let you know people come back from them joints. But that program is really to help you. It's not to scare you. It's really there to help you, discipline you. It's shape and mold you for real. But I'm motivating myself like I'm numb. My focus is to get home to my baby so I could be a mother to her. So I could be a mother to her, a mother that I just lost. Let me represent my mom now. That's how numb I was. I get back to the unit. They take me to the chapel to get me medical cleared to go back to the unit because I'm getting bad news. They put me into a psych unit to get me medical cleared because I had death in my family. I don't understand if they put you in a psych unit to get medical cleared, if you telling yourself you want to harm yourself or you telling people that you want to harm others. They putting me, strapping me in because I'm getting a visit of my mom being dead. So now they trying to put you on the meds. Literally, that's how you get set up. You get that medication turn you don't remember nothing. So I goes to the psych unit to get medical clear. Once the psych doctor come to see, hey, are you able to go on the unit? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you go back on the unit. That's messed up. That's what the females got to go through. Different jails do different things all throughout the world. Literally. That's what I went through. I went through that. I sat there quiet. They take me to this chapel to tell me I got to go to a psych unit to get medical clear to go back on a block. After I heard that bad scene, that bad, everything bad. I gave birth in jail. My daughter got taken away from me. Now my mom. So it's like y'all wanted me to be like that. Go crazy. But you want to know what my focus was? Getting home to my baby. Getting home to my baby. I took that anger. Worked out every day. Push-ups, sit-ups. I'm marching. Because they give you a handbook to prepare you to go to boot camp. So my main focus was boot camp. But when I get out boot camp, it's hard. So going through by giving birth in jail, fighting to go back home after being charged because of something is being done to me, I'm being molested, literally, and someone else witness and say, hey, that guy is touching on you, like he's manipulating you into doing such and such. And I didn't want to tell, so I pled guilty out of it. Literally. Old ass man. And the reason why it touched me about my mom is because my mom was the only one that knew my whole situation and stuck by me. So to lose my mom by giving birth to my firstborn and lose her in jail, and I wasn't able to say my goodbyes, that is hurt. It hurts me. And I never shared that with nobody. No one never asked me how I felt. No one. My mom came in my life when I got locked up. And that timing of me being locked up, of bonding with my mom, was the longest time of what she missed out of my life. Literally. Because that support when you locked up is different. Because people that don't got no support, it's deep. So that support I had with my mom, them talks, them letters, that means something. That shit means something. I don't give a damn if it was one of them letters you couldn't even read in handwriting. Because I really couldn't read my mom's handwriting for real, for real. But to take it back to your cell and read it, it's a lot of time. Things that you wouldn't even imagine you would pay attention to, you paying attention to. Literally. So that was one of the biggest things I went through when I was incarcerated. And us females, we act like wild cats when it comes down in them jails, other than sticking together and put this thing together. We can do that. A lot of us be having talent, everything. We can do that. Definitely. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because I know my story can help another hand out. It's about passing the baton. That's what it's about. It's good to share a story because you can tell about what you went through and talk about how you got out of it. That can change the world, change a lot of people's mindset and what they going through. Because a lot of people think that they stuck. They don't have a way out. There's a lot of people that's been down for 54 years, 30 years, asking where you want your body to be at. They going through the same shit I went through. Different angles, but that shit is like your life is in someone else's hands. Imagine that. You on death row. Being told, all right, it's about that time where your body want to be sent at. Damn. It got to take but that to figure it out. Like, no, it's not. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of situations that I thought I couldn't get out and I got out of it. And prayer is the number one key. If I can do it, you can do it. I've been through a lot of cycles in life. And where I'm at today is in a great state of mind. I take care of my children. I'm a med tech, CNA, a great mother. Great. I work every day, Monday through Saturday. I feel like it's not enough time in a day. 24 hours not even enough for me. I went through all of that. I was told that I would never be able to be in a nursing field. Look at me. Just because somebody tell me you can't, don't listen to that. Go see what's up. You got to see it for yourself. I was told, oh, you got a felony. You will never. I've been shut down 9 times. But I got up 10. That's what Cardi said. And I believe that. I witnessed that. I breathe it. I live it. Just because that door was shut doesn't mean the next door won't be open. It's not what you go through. It's what you grow through. And it's really all about passing the baton. Giving to the next generation. Because time ain't waiting for nobody. And I'm proud to share my story for the next. Because giving birth in prison, upstate, your first, it's not for the weak. Because not only that you pregnant up there, you gotta watch your back and everything. You in there with some killers. Some people that's not really in their right state of mind. You also in there with some great folks. Great. And when people is in there, you gotta know either you in there to correct yourself or you in there to just keep doing the same thing you ain't learned. But one thing in that process, God with you through the whole thing. And I'm here to share my story to give to those that been through it before, know someone that went through it, and we can be a family and tell our story together. Because I know a lot more is out there. I have a group of friends, lovely sisters, my prego sisters. When it comes down, not just in the jail, out here too. When we working hard and giving birth to our babies. And we have maternity leave without pay. That's another cycle, another battle we gotta face. This is a battle war throughout life. It's just how you gotta speak well if you want to eat. And we gotta come together as one. Like literally, the more of us, the better of us. And I just want to end this with, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And there's more to come.